Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. It's going to be a 67 Camaro video. I tried to do the intro once before, but I had a cup of coffee in this hand and I tried to open that and I almost spilled it. So we're redoing the intro. That's why the lights and the coffee cup are already in here. But today is going to be a long form video. I'm going to shoot little snippies and snaps here and there, which I haven't been doing on this project lately because it's been a lot of playing with chemicals and not having much fun. So gave this more than 24 hours to cure, and I started kind of peeling back some of the masking. It's like those I'm just going to go set in the other room, get them out of my way. So I'm pretty happy with how this came out, because remember, that rubber weather stripping goes along these holes, so that's going to be a great place to hide the transition from black to blue. This looks exactly the way I want it to. And my lovely wife came out and helped, and we made sure that the sheen was correct, and it is. So between the glove box door and the dash, so I'm real happy with these. Real bummer that somehow I missed this dent. I don't know how I missed it, but I've decided I can live with that. That is okay. And it's funny, it looks like it's light here and there, but see, that's just because of light. So if we do that, that goes away. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how all the black came out. So I am no expert yet, but it's getting a little better. Yeah, look how nice those turned out. Guarantee they never looked that nice before. And like I said in the short the other day, pretty happy with that. So today I'm going to be unmasking what needs unmasked, cleaning, reorganizing in here, and I think we're going to start working on getting ready for spraying the base coat, clear coat, and doing any final sanding and cleanup. You know, this is all going to get sealer, so I'm not too worried about that. And then, I know it might not seem like the best thing, but I've thought that rosin paper would do a good job of protecting everything here, and it seems to have. So, I'm going to start cleaning up. At some point, I will keep showing you guys what we're doing, and, you know, I'll get some of this put back away. I left the other night. I had other things to do, so, you know, I got everything cleaned. I put the needle back in, but I haven't put the gun back together completely yet. This actually worked pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It worked better than my $25 gun. So you can hear it squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. You don't hear anything. But the bigger thing is, this just atomized better, I think. Although I might be just learning how to do the settings a little better. I've watched a lot of videos. Everybody seems to do it a little different. But I spent a lot of time playing on here. And that's something I've definitely noticed. All the guys in their fancy shops, they tape something to the wall and play on that. And you know, I think that actually worked. I mean, look how fine that was misting. So I can't complain about that. That worked. And then you can see I was playing with my sweep speed as well. If I went too fast, it just became nothing. If I went nice and even, you can see that got a better coverage. So yeah, learning a new skill. Got to be done. So let's get the rest of the plastic up and get to cleaning. Oh, and get the music on. Got to have that. All right. Been out here for a little bit, slowly making some progress on the cleanup. One of the things I wanted to do is kind of clean some of that out, but start sorting materials. So this drawer, that's all the inexpensive versions I bought, not the 3M ones. And my mask, caps, clean stir sticks, paint guns, you know, nice and safe out of the way. There's two of my three things, because this one's the one I just leave leftover lacquer thinner in, you know, for shooting through. So don't want to contaminate anything else with that. But just slowly getting things sorted. Got to do it. And then these are the ones for use with Harlan's guns. He's got a different shaped set of caps. His are taller, and he's also got a really, really small one. So got those on hand. These are all the tools I'm still putting away. You can see I'm pretty happy with the way the doors sat out. And I unmasked the glove box door. Of course, now I'm asking myself, well, how come I didn't just shoot the inside that same color? But I didn't. So, yeah. And honestly, not too many imperfections. I think I'm going to be pretty happy with that. I've got to get those sanded down because those got to be blue. I haven't quite cleaned up over here yet, but you remember there's stuff under here. Some of that's got to be blue. So we'll just keep at it. We're getting there. We're getting there. The cleaning saga continues. This is taking a little bit of time, but we're getting through it. So I think before I start moving stuff here, though, I'm going to go ahead and pull all this mask. Okay, we're slowly getting there on the peeling. It takes almost as long as masking it did. Also, I'm probably going to just rattle that a darker color so it doesn't shine through. Didn't think that through, but easy enough, because once the package tray's in there, you shouldn't see it, but if I got a light color there, it might show. So I'm just going through, pulling mask, and it seems silly. I hate throwing all this away, but see this? That's why we're throwing it away. All that overspray. So I don't want that to aerosolize later and get into anything. Okay. So we got all that off. That lined up exactly where I wanted it. Now, all this will be painted blue, but remember, a piece of trim goes here and the sealant to stick the glass in, so that'll all be hidden, that transition. The one transition I'm worried about is this one here, and I think the way I'm going to do it is kind of take this line down in the middle here as my soft line. So, I don't know, I got to learn a little bit more there, because we plan to do this jam, do the jam in here, and front of the rocker, obviously the sill at least out to here. See, I've got to do this edge all around the hoods. I'm going to do the inside of this. I know they're not traditionally painted. I don't care. We're going to do the inside of the valance. That's probably not getting painted on the car. Yeah, so that'll probably get painted the same time the car gets painted. So I'm not worried about the spoiler yet. I've got to finish the sanding here. We're going to paint this side. And obviously, you know, our line's going to be along there. Tape off the hinges because I want to keep them black. You know, same on this side, same setup. This lip, because that'll be really difficult to do when it's hung. This section, and of course the face on both doors are going to get the interior blue. The ends of the header, you know, the two ends will get it, and probably the low lip and the inside lip, because those will be difficult to do later. And I do want them blue. And then in here, and I've still got to do the work on them yet. See? Put those away. Hey, air compressor. So I got to finish the detail work here and here, as well as I still got a little work here, and then these get sealed, and I want to paint all of the blue in here and on top there, as well as all the detail at the nose and this lip before mounting these on the car. So there's quite a bit to do yet. Just starting to get set up. I'd like to be sanding again this week. Like I said, I've got more cleanup to do today. I can't believe I've already been on here for like 3 hours. I don't know where the time goes. So we're getting there. I'm not, mopping the floor type clean because I'm going to be sanding. I'm just getting things put away, getting things set up. It's got to be done. And oh yeah, I probably will do the edges and the sides and the upper lip of the cowl as well, because those with the hood closed won't be gotten. So yeah, those got to be done as well. So it's thinking of all of that, because everything that can be done when the car is assembled, the roof line, the outside of the hood, the fenders, because it's a metallic and we just don't have the space and the materials to do like professional shops do, where they hang the door next to the car and they lay the hood at the same angle and all that to do it. We do not have that kind of space. Not between my shop or Harlan's shop are we set up for that. So the car will be painted assembled. That's why we got to do all the insides and jambs now. And hopefully we can do that here, get the car assembled here, and then trailer it over to Harlan's for the final base coat, clear coat setup. And God, I hope I don't screw it up. Honestly, I really hope this goes well. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to run to the mill with the missus. She needs more bird food. It's been a feed the birds kind of year. They've been crazy. And as you can see, everything I've got to work on is finally in here. I think I don't have enough stands, so I'll deal with that. But yeah, just getting things closer to where I'm going to be sanding. I think I'm going to set this section up here as sanding central, right up here, and we'll just get cracking. This is what we're going to be doing for probably a week. So really got to get this done though. I really want this to look nice. And yeah, there's a lot to do yet, but we'll get there. And who knows, maybe September is the magic month where we start seeing some blue. And I'm sanding. So I've been working. This fender just happened to be closest to my little station here, so I'm working. This is starting to smooth out. Remember, there was a bunch of overspray in here and a bunch of overspray here because I redid this lip. So I've got to get all that smoothed down. And right now I'm just taking 600 wet and knocking, like, see, there's a grit here from the K36. And you can see it right here, and then right here it gets all smooth again. So I just want to knock all that overspray down all the way around. So figure this will probably take a couple hours. So we'll just keep working. Okay, got the music paused. I have been working and working. This fender's been turned and flipped, and there was overspray in places I didn't realize, so had a lot of re-smoothing work to do on top. Now, some of these areas I don't have to get glass smooth, like back in here, but I do want them to look nice. And I did go ahead, remember, we got to have that drain. So I got that, and I got it blended around, so I hope that looks like it was stamped correctly. And of course I haven't done anything on that one yet. But we're getting there. This passenger's fender is getting pretty close. So it's almost 4 o'clock already. I don't know where today went. So I've been working on this fender for a few hours yet, and it's getting there. It's getting there. And for better or for worse, this fender is considerably nicer than it was this morning. So there's a little bit more I want to do, but I think I'm going to wait until it's put back together to do it, because I don't want it to lose any continuity with the hood. And I've washed it down a couple times, but it takes a while to get all this dust off. And there's that drain hole. But you can see it's a significant improvement. So, gotta start that one soon. But yeah, we're making a little progress. And like I had said, I fogged that in. I taped it off. Fogged that in with some cheap rattle can just to make it not shine through. And you can see, you know, like everybody, it had speakers cut in the back. I think that's just pretty normal for these 60s and early 70s cars, that somebody put 6x9s in them at some point. So I'm going to put them back in there. There's no reason not to, especially for as little as I care about the radio in the car. You know, just keep working, keep plugging away at it. Won't be too much longer though before I gotta go and start looking at some supper. It's already starting to kind of darken out outside. I don't know where the day goes. It sure goes pretty quick. But I think I'm going to... Actually, I know where I'm going to start. I'm going to start everywhere there's Bondo on this one. Right here and right here. Get those cleaned up and make sure there's no more work to be done. That seems like the right spot to start. And remember, this is the driver's side. Remember, we had to cut this, and because they were flat. They're not supposed to be flat. They're supposed to have an arc to them, but they were flat. So, had to cut that and pull all these out. There's structure here. So the one on that side, you know, driver's side, you can see I beat the bejesus out of it, pushing it out. And then I got smart, and on that side, in fact, you can see the 5 pulls it took as I just put some studs on there, did the same slice, pulled it out, welded up where it was sliced, and that took a quarter of the time, did a fraction of the warping and damage. And honestly, I think it did a better job. You know, when you look at it, it's got the right curve. So, yeah, it is what it is. Aftermarket garbage. I say it all the time. And I think I'm going to call it. It's getting time to make some supper here soon. Been working slowly on this one. Did get the hole back in it, so we got that. But, got zapped because of course I did. Because I used the vacuum earlier. And, yeah, there's a lot more to go yet on this one. There are a couple hours yet. So, probably tomorrow or Monday on that. Like I said, this looks pretty good. I don't think I have too much to do to get this one ready. I've got a lot to do in here. It's rough. Little cleanup on those. The one I'm actually the most anxious for, though, is actually the deck lid. I don't know why, but I really want that to look nice. And I don't think it'll be too hard to get the doors final smooth, like you can feel right here. A little bit of work right there. I bet it's the same over here, because remember, we kept building that up. So, shouldn't be too much on the doors, but once the fenders are in a spot I'm happy with, I think it'll be the deck lid. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.